What's up, Giggity Racing YouTube fans? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, we are getting ready to do some custom Xfinity Pro Stock Giggity Racing tonight. We got Kate Taddy, we got Mr. Mills, we got the one and only Jake up in the booth. Great to have you guys here.
Accept the invite, chat.
What are
Hold
you
on,
guys
hold on.
expecting to see?
Go blue now and accept it. So everybody, hold off on talking.
I I did have an idea, but it's too late. I was gonna say, let Puddin say, "Welcome, Giggity fans," and then I would cut in on him and be like, "Welcome, Giggity fans," and then Taddy, and then Mills. We do like 4 intros in 10 seconds or something. Just everyone talks over each other. Welcome to the Giggity racing world.
Do you have one, Puddin?
Yep, I'm just joined. We
Okay.
are back. We are jumping in. We have a stacked field tonight here. Guys been working all day long, working real hard on these custom cars tonight, trying to get in that draft. We gotta see a little bit of patience tonight. Gotta find your teammate, but when it comes down to the last 10 laps, we were talking about it a little bit earlier in the pre-race with Jake, Taddy, and Mills. You don't have any friends when it comes down to trying to get in. But let's see how it all pans out tonight. We are Daytona racing. Love it.
Real quick, I want to throw out, while you're still unloading or whatever, the pole sitter for tonight is a new Canuck driver, Joey Doucette. He sat on the pole. This is his first race with, well, he ran some development, but this is his first points race with the Giggity Racing League, and he's starting on the pole for Team Canucks.
Great to have him on board too. I apologized to him last night. I can actually pronounce his name, like you said, it is Doucette. I've been saying it wrong for a long time, but he's in that 42 car pulling this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars down the straightaway plus. There you go, RKM. I can count past 6, like you said last night.
Looks like we've already had some incidences. Already
Yeah, I
starting
got
to
some
see
cars out of the draft
a
towards the back of
lot
the
of
pack.
cars. A lot of cars. I'm going to be paying attention. I'm going to be seeing who's giving room, who's not giving room, who's pushing you to. I put in the chat, try to be safe, be smart, keep a safe distance, and the front 10 or so cars is actually doing just that.
Looks
You
like
do
Boone
not want
got
to leave the
shuffled
draft
off to the
here.
outside line, and he's getting a drop like a rock out there by himself.
Oh,
a little bit of contact.
That 10 car got on the apron just a bit. Oh, we got another
20 cars
spinner.
around.
The 20th Fat Patch, that front end is horrid right now. Still no caution, though.
Not a very good start, looks like.
Yeah, so this happened, though. Oh, somebody just backed out. I just seen one car on the track, and it is no longer on the track. Trying to figure out who that was at this point. It looks like it was D. Smith in the 51. He was having some bad lag issues. I just told him, we're trying to be good here, trying to have the best show we can. So people were complaining. I watched him. There was lag. I told him, hey, you're lagging. If another wreck happens, you'll have to back out. Are they under caution right now?
No.
Oh,
They
okay.
are still green flag.
So the 20 has that much damage then that he looked like he was under a yellow flag. He's getting back up to speed now.
I see a lot of weaving back and forth, a lot of snaking around. The front 2 seem to be pretty good, but that 10 car is a little too close in my opinion. He's just right on the back bumper of that 4 car. Or 15,
Jake,
sorry.
Jake, how does it feel to watch that 10 car on the track?
It hurts.
Last season,
Yeah.
you won 2 titles
It
in
hurts.
that 10 car.
You don't even have to finish that sentence. It hurts. I kind of want to stay in that car. I kind of want to get back in it. Just because of the success I've had in that car, it would be kind of cool just to race it for another season. But, up in the Cup Series is where I want to be. So hopefully I can find a car that suits me just nicely. And maybe I could stay in that car forever, so to speak. But it's different feeling seeing the car that I drove out there. A lot of contact at the front, almost 3 wide for a moment.
He's still 3 wide.
Still,
Bouncing off the wall.
this is too crazy. These guys need to settle down a little bit. These guys are getting a little antsy.
Yeah, we're only
Patience is
5
the
laps
virtue.
into this 60 lap race, guys. Got a ways to go.
5 down, 55 to go. 5 in the books. Kind of a rough 5 laps, but nonetheless, we are still green. About 24 laps on a fuel tank. These are custom setups. I'm wondering, from a Talladega race and a Daytona race, from my rookie season in an Xfinity Series, some setups, some of these drivers have their camber set so high where their tires does not make the
Yeah, it's
full
funny you
We
say
do
fuel.
have a
that.
lead change,
Actually,
ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Tommy Armroyd now does take the lead. Sorry to interrupt you guys.
we just went last night with the underdog team. We just went and we were playing with some camper and caster, and we actually got about 10 more laps, which we did a little gear play that we saved 8 laps of fuel, so we had to go longer on our tires. We did a little camper caster play. We were
Oh,
actually able to go about 10 more laps.
Eto out there in YouTube land, he says, "What's up? Let's go DSR. Should be a great show. Great to see you out there, Eto. Appreciate it." Trinity Knight said, Jake the Great and Puddin equal TV goal. We do appreciate that." Dimebag said, "Let's go racing, boys." And of course, our own English Robbie said, "Let's go Shinoko." We do have 11 viewers right now. Expect that to see go up a little bit. A lot of people participating. We are at Daytona. We are in custom pro stock Giggity racing cars right now. You guys just brought up that issue. Everybody's customs might be a little bit different. They could be a little bit similar, but at the same time, tire wear can be a factor on depending on how you set everything up. Rear gear, a lot of these guys, we heard it last night with you, K-Taddy. Some people running a 3-gear setup, putting in fourth to save fuel, dropping it down to third to make that pass. Let's see how everything pans out for everybody tonight.
I'm not sure if everyone's or if anyone's using a 3-gear here. This definitely seems like a 4-gear track. But I'm curious,
I ran a
the
3-gear
10 car?
last night, Jake.
You did?
Yeah,
Wow.
yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
I never even heard of that at the super speedways before.
Yeah, me and Fluffy were both in a 3-gear. That's actually why we weren't in front of anybody at all. We would let the pack pass us, and we would put it in fourth. And what we could do is everybody else had 24 laps fuel. We had 32 laps of fuel by riding around in fourth gear.
There you go.
Yeah,
Is that
and
10 car part of Noco Racing?
that 10 car is part of NOCO Racing. And
Okay.
guys, this is a newcomer to the league. This is the Pottles in that 10.
To say I didn't see him in the
Great to have
Noco
her
actual
aboard.
track. Oh, he gets 15. Looks like he caught that apron glitch, the bumps. Set
I
him
tell
off
you what,
a little bit.
Bottles in that 10 car, she is doing a heck of a job up front.
She?
Right tonight.
That's
She-
the Canadian
Oh.
female Pottles.
I'm
Correct.
pulling for her then. She's in my car. She's a Canadian like me. I'm pulling for that 10 car.
I have to leave
That's
the
my
lobby.
pick for
I'm
the race.
outnumbered.
There she goes.
We are outnumbered, K-Taddy. We are in a...
So in this chat party, there's 2 and 2, and most drivers on the track are American. There are the
I'm
few
just kidding with
exceptions.
everybody.
So,
Look at that
Oh, Big
contact
Rack
being
in
made.
the
Three
back.
cars
Big
into the
Rack,
wall.
big
said
Rack.
one of Keystone. I'm not so sure who else was in that.
I think Keystone
Man,
is still rolling.
yeah, 42 ado sets on the apron, just now getting back going.
Do not want to be in the ear right now of Keystone. Once we all know he is such a great guy. He can get frustrated at certain times, especially at tracks that he is very good at. We know how good Keystone Cowboy, as we all know him though as Boomer, can't run at super speedways. But with no stages, cautions, things can be changed up. We saw a lot of cautions Monday night. We didn't see one last night. So things, it's a crapshoot right now. Let's see how this all works out for him. But yes, Pottle's right there in that 10, pushing that 15 down straight away with the 07 behind him. Great racing.
If I didn't know that oh my goodness, the 7
right.
slams Bolt Crusher into the wall. Oh, that was definitely caught him unexpected. Maybe he caught the apron a little bit, but
That
if I did
7
not
is
pick the 10,
new driver to Customs. He was actually a Truck Series driver last year. This is his second season with Giggity. New up-and-comer. I told him, he's actually, the 7 is a part of Underdog. That's a sports legend. I told him, I said, hey, just ride around, kind of get a feel. New to this whole concept, and he's trying his best out there, but you can kind of see him weaving in and out.
just a little
Daytona
bit.
on
I didn't
controller
see
is
too much.
difficult. Yeah,
Yeah.
Daytona on a controller is a lot more difficult. Typically, when you see the weaving and bobbing, those are usually your controller guys, and the straight, good lines are usually your wheel. Not that controller guys can't hold their line. That's not what I'm saying. Just Daytona is a tough one to do that.
Right.
Talladega
Now,
being
back
a
to
little
the
bit wider, you
Boomhauer.
can do that. But yeah, the wheel and controller. Thank you for bringing that up, K-Taddy. Some people
Right.
out there, I'm on a controller myself. It is a little bit more difficult looking to get myself a wheel in the future. But a track like this, a wheel is a big advantage. You can be a lot smoother. Anytime you go back and forth, you're scrubbing speed, you're adding time, and it costs you. It can cost you a position, if not the race, at the end of the day.
Now, I was going to mention, if I didn't pick that 10 car, if I didn't know that she was a Canadian and on the same team as I am, Noco Racing, I think my next pick would be Keystone Cowboy, Boomhauer. He's, like you said earlier, he's very good at the play tracks. Probably one of the best places for him to get a win. Maybe other than maybe Michigan or Auto Club or something like that. He seems like the type of guy that kind of reminds me of a Kyle Larson. He's really good at the 2-mile tracks or bigger, so to speak. So I look for him in the closing laps.
Yeah,
Great, great to see El
he's got a lot
Blanco
on
up
his
here. El
shoulders.
Blanco in that '07 car, newly signed to Shin Motorsports. El Blanco doing some custom Xfinity stuff tonight. We got to talk to him a little bit earlier, and I got to talk to Dark Knight. I did a little quote-unquote pre-race with Dark Knight. He said his big game plan was to be patient, stay out of the wreck. We all know it's the big one. So great to see a lot of these guys out there doing this with different strategies. It's not over till it's over. We still got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars right there under a blanket fighting for the lead with El Blanco, the 15, the Puddles. Everybody is just trying to mind their own P's and Q's right now and stay up front.
Yep, they're doing a very good job. I did notice that the 10 is starting to leave a little bit of a gap on the bottom. She keeps kind of washing up in the middle of the turn. Could allow that '07 car to get in there and could shuffle her all the way back of this 6-car pack. 6-car?
We got a little bit of a
4, 5,
message
6.
real quick from Edo. He says he's watching the 11 car. He says 11 cars glitching and caused a wreck in that second pack. So we do appreciate everybody out there paying attention, trying to keep an eye on everything. Thank you, Edo, for
That's
that.
good.
Glad to see you're feeling better. But yeah, we'll bring that to our attention right there. Jackson, we all know him as I Am Captain Jack. Great to see you out there. Thanks a lot, buddy, for tuning in. We got 15
Another good
watchers
racer.
right there. Yeah. I've raced with Captain Jack for a long time. He is the participant of the on the DSR team, and Captain Jack is a good guy. I've known him for quite a long time. Him and I always go back and forth, make some jokes and stuff. So great to have you out there, Jack. Thank you. We do appreciate it. But yeah, they are starting to separate as they are too wide now. Not going to the high side. 35 gets right there. He gets left out.
I'm seeing a lot of resemblance to the dash where I believe it was the 35 was trying to make the move, trying to get in. I'm seeing Gamer Michael do the same thing. Him and the 18 are constantly trying to look to the outside, trying to possibly practice trying to get up to the front. I know it's a little early, but
I mean, if it's me, I think it's too early. You know, this front pack, any pack that you're seeing out here, if there's teammates, if there's not teammates, when you go to pit, people are going to be under different ideas. Kind of like we talked about the Cameron caster earlier. Some people might decide to go just right side tires. Some people might go no tires. Some people might take 4. If you go 4 tires, you're going to have a 15, 16 second stop. If you do 2, you'll be about 10, 11 seconds. And if you do no tires, just fuel, well, that's silly because you're still going to be in there for about 9 seconds getting gas, so you might as well take the right sides. But it will be about a second quicker. So things like that can separate these guys really quick, and that's all going to go on what people have for tire wear remaining.
now typically
61
what
to
we
18
see.
tried to go to the high side. They couldn't make it work. HWH did not work with their power and numbers here in a draft track. You got, 2 on 3. It didn't work out for them. They ended up pulling back a little bit of position. But you have 61 and 18. Tried to make it work. Couldn't quite get her done right there on that high, wide, handsome lines we talked about. HWH, Daddy.
I just seen the 11 cars pitted already. They are
Look
on
at this.
lap.
1861. Sorry to
They're
interrupt
trying
you,
it
but they're
again.
going. They're
trying it
actually
again.
getting a little further this time. They got to the right rear quarter panel of the 10 car. Now they settle back in. Go ahead, Taddy.
So 18 and 61, those guys, those are teammates there, Weedman and G9. But so the pit stops here, this is going to change. So you got 2 teammates that want to get up past these 3 Chevrolets, and it's possible on the outside. But what they really need to do is they just need to ride right now. Let one of these guys make mistakes, or guys or gal, you got the Puddles there. See how the Puddles drifts up into the middle in the center of the corner? If the 18 stays on the 07 and pushes that 07 to take that line away from the 10, they can actually put themselves in 3rd and 4th in the line, and then they can make that run because
Right.
the 5th guy won't have any option. Right now, you're trying to do 2 on 3, and you're trying to gain the extra momentum from the people in front of you. You either have to set back and get a heck of a run, or you're going to have to make one of them make a mistake prior and be able to get down and separate them.
Now I noticed that because we have a 5-car pack
Autos looking to
here,
the inside for the leader. Oh,
and
no. Stuck's back in line. Sorry, guys.
for pit stops, I think these front 5 drivers, they need to go 4. They should go 4 tires, 2 cans, but anyone outside this top 5 or 6 that's not in the lead pack, they need to pit before these guys. They need to pit, take 2, and try to gain as much time as you can. I think because these front 5 are in, they have a whole straightaway length lead. They have half a track almost, so they might as well take 4. If I was in their shoes, I would be trying to communicate.
I'm glad you brought that
4.
up because every chance you can, especially at Daytona, it's not a very big tire wear track, but it does help your car handle.
Yeah.
So therefore,
It
anytime
handles.
you can, take 4. But I was just going to say, do you pit with the leader? Do you pit after the leader? Especially these top 5 under the blanket right there as we see them. Do they all pit together? Again,
I think
these
that's-
guys are not
and this
all
is
in
where
same
we-
team chats. So how are they
Well,
going to
and that's where
notify
we
each
get
other?
down to that's where we get down to the team chats. The 61 and the 18, they are in the same team. They are DSR. The 10 and the 07, I would imagine, are probably in the same chat because that's Shinoko. You got the 10 Inoko, the 07 of Shin Motorsport. So those two are probably pitting together. The one lone guy here, and what stinks for him is that 15, because when he goes to pit, he can't see when the others are pitting. And when he does, it's too late because he's in front of them. He's
could
the one
drop
that
back.
has to set the press. That's if I'm the 15 with how early it is, still 40 laps to go. I'm backing off and seeing what these guys are doing because they all have teams sitting there.
But does he
lone
know?
guy.
Does he know that there are 2 pairs behind him that are teammates? Does he know that they're
Oh,
communicating?
I'm sure he has no clue.
We'll have to see because pit stops will be coming up here in the next 10 laps or less. We've already got at least 15 in the books.
I'm watching somebody that's by himself. I'm watching Boomhauer's live stream now. It's showing that he's got about 3 laps fuel as he's crossing.
Are they
the start
coming
finish
this
line.
time?
There's a little bit of
10
delay,
car
so-
leaves a lot of room. Here they come.
There they go.
Like I
Green
said,
flags are
first
green flag pit
first
stops
2.
are open.
So we talked about it, the Shinoko group. That
Good
they pull
entry.
off it. A big other deal now, so your Weedman and your G9 Gamer, you know, they don't want to ride 4th and 5th. They've shown that they want to go up there and they want to lead this race. So they might actually, you know, they might try to take 2 and get that gap up front and let the other 3-car pack catch them back and let them be the 2 in the front. You know, there's so many game plans that you can set. And when you have green flag runs like this, you have to start doing your strategy now. When you make this pit stop, you're not making this pit stop for what you're going to do now. You're making this pit stop for what are you going to do on the next one. That's probably going to be your final pit
Clean
stop.
stops for the first 2 stops, the 10 and the
Here
07.
they come.
No
We're on
speeding.
board.
They're off a pit road. Now the 07.
I'm on board with
if-
G9 Gamer 15. The leaders are now coming down, making their green flag stop.
I'm
Sorry, Jake.
pretty certain that 18 just went in about 180 miles an hour. I'm fairly certain that that's
Here
the
comes
speed
some
of
more. 2 more red cars. The 7. Oh, that 07's got to be speeding for sure. Or the 7,
Ju-
sorry.
Jumping on board with Sean right here in this 11 car. He is part of Team NOCO. Just got to talk to him quite a bit this afternoon. Giggity is so international. Not only we're in Australia, Brazil, Canada, England. We are also right here with Sean. He is a Scottish gentleman. So great to see Giggity getting go. I mean, it's awesome to see it going worldwide. That's the best way to say it. It's
Now the first
so,
2 that
he's been
stopped,
working
the
hard
07 and
today.
the 10, they are now just together. It took them a full lap
Yeah,
to get together.
I was watching that. I was
I did
actually
not
going
like
to say that you know, me and Fluffy, the moment you come out of the pits, whoever's in front, we were in a chat, we were talking. I'm like, hey Fluffy, I'm not going to have your draft. I need you to lift now, entering 1. And so by the time we were in the middle of 1 and 2, we were already nose to tail. You know, and they took a full lap. And this other group, when they pit, if they came out quicker and together quicker, they're probably going to make up the gap. And it looks like right now the 07 and the 10 are just now catching those 2 Toyotas, and it looks like the 18 did not get a speeding penalty.
Is there a rule where you have to stay on the apron the whole turn through 1 and 2, or
So it's kind of courtesy foul there. If there's
Gotcha.
cars coming, you need to stay below the apron. If there's no cars coming, you can get up on the track.
okay? I think that'll have to.
A track like Daytona, that apron is very hard to stay on as you're getting up through the gears here.
Right.
Somebody on a wheel probably has a better advantage than those on a controller. So it's kind of, you know, it's leisure. It's at our discretion. If we think that it was a dirty move getting on the track, you'll be penalized. If it was, you know, fair game, nobody was coming, it's a different story.
So back up front, 07, the 10, the 61, and the 18. I think that's the 15 way out in front by himself. As they go side by side, pair for pair, Shinoko and DSR. Side by side, looks like DSR is a little bit better formed, they're going to get this lead, guys.
Yeah, Tommy Armorboy is definitely our leader, and I think that goes back to what we were talking about. First pit stop, like you'd said, probably 4 tires was your best move, and I'm thinking that Tommy
Oh!
Armorboy took 2.
That
Oh,
was
I'm sorry.
close.
That
was
was
close.
that 8 car was
Whoever
so
that was,
close.
that was really close.
That could have been huge.
Car and the 8 car.
That could have been huge. It could have been like, sometimes the game does shoot you out at a weird angle. That was very, very close. Scared me a little bit, and I wasn't even in the race. I mean, when we were talking earlier about me seeing that 10 car, or anyone that's in the broadcast that sees their car that they raced the previous year, it makes me feel like I'm still there, because it's my car that I did drive. I still consider it to be my car because I drove it for so long.
Boomer says that
Junior
might think about his
said it,
2 car.
right?
Yeah, Boomer
I
says
mean,
it's about that his
I set a
2
high
car.
bar for that car. I set a high bar, so I hope Bottles can redeem, or not redeem, but just carry on that winning streak or the success that's been going on lately of that 10 car. But you never know. Different drivers, different people, swapping teams, different cars, different series. Things are going to switch up this season. I see a bunch of new drivers. It's very hard to pick an actual favorite, especially at Daytona. For me,
Well,
I would rather wait for the next 2 races.
we were talking about that the other night, Drake, that silly season was in effect. I mean, Checkmate Taylor and RJ Smitty, both, they switched cars. So it will take us a while for us to get these new paint schemes down for everybody.
As
their
you
new
say
numbers,
that,
contact
the
name.
10.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, not good.
As you say that, they're right on the back bumper of that 15. So the 15 is going to get swallowed up here very, very soon. That 10 car went a little high, tried to cut back in. I believe I would definitely put fault on the 10 car there. I feel like the 18 was in. I was on board.
It looks like
accidents.
No,
They didn't.
oh,
They didn't.
They're gonna use that 15 as a pick. Good move by that
Wow, I'm
Toyota kid.
surprised.
I like it.
Yeah, he's going to take the lead. He's got it. He's clear.
Can they hold it? Are they
Yeah,
both
but
clear?
He sticks
They're
with his
both-
teammate. He's going backwards.
They're not
Yeah.
both
Just got a
clear.
little bit of an update for the from old guy right there, RJ Smitty. We know they are related. He said RJ Blues Butter, but he said RJ, excuse me. Old
Breathe.
guy said, nah, the router
Oh my
shut
goodness.
down.
Oh, contact
so he had
to the lead.
Yep, he had technical abilities that got him out of the race. But old guy should be in this race. He dashed his way in here. That's unfortunate for him as we're watching this 5 cars up here back onto the lead.
As we
18's
saw
having a
that
little
there,
hard
guys,
time holding his line.
We
Just a
saw
little
the
bit.
true nature of the super speedway racing right there. You have to be greedy. You have to think about yourself. Yes, you're running out there with teammates, but the 18 car there, he had the lead and he had to clear, but he stayed up top to try and help the guy who pushed him there. And ultimately, that's what cost him. He's sitting back and forth. You gotta be yourself has to be number 1 priority. You want to win here, you gotta be greedy.
I'm not to interrupt
Oh
what's
my
going here on the
goodness.
track. As
10
they're
car.
catching this 11, first off, that 11 is actually the 10 in the 07's teammate there at NOCO. The 10 moves the 11. That's crazy. Anywho, so something just came up in the YouTube chat here. I want to explain the rule on this. Darren Owens, that's Owens19XX. He asked about truck guys dashing into the Xfinity. So the way that it works, each team is allowed 4 cars to be representing them on any given night. So, like underdogs, for example, I couldn't have any truck guy dash tonight because all 4 of my drivers showed up, and so they were represented. Old guy was able to try to dash in as a hot seat for RJM because he had an open car for him. So, Owens, I don't know the scenario with your team. I believe that you're with NOCO, and I think that all 4 of his cars are being operated tonight. Therefore, no room for a truck guy to dash. So, maybe look forward to Saturday, possibly. But that's at the captain's discretion. But yes, truck guys can dash into Xfinity, and Xfinity can dash into the Cup Series.
Thank you for explaining that. Again, here in Season 4 of Giggity Racing, you have changed up some of the rules. We have changed up some of the point systems. I like what you have done. It allows more drivers to participate. It allows a lot more people to have a chance to race, which we do greatly appreciate. So again, everything that you guys do here in Giggity as administrators and team captains, it's not just a out the door job. You guys have your normal lives, and then still work with everybody every day, communicate with them, talk to them, answer their questions, and it's another full-time job in my opinion. So thank you for what you guys do out there.
Here we go, DSR trying to make another run to the lead. They got the 20 now, a third Toyota in the outside lane, a lap car.
Also DSR. Also DSR.
Also DSR. Look at that, 3 DSR teammates. This is going to make it a lot easier for them to try and get that lead. I'm still watching on the back view of the 07 of Edelbrock. The 10 car's struggling to maintain the lane just a little bit. Keeps washing up just a bit too much.
Here, guys. Too wide.
That lap car is another Toyota.
Here we go.
That is a Canuck Motorsports.
This is 3 wide.
Look at that! Oh, contact being made!
Tango's way up the track.
Puddles
in the 18
down
and
in that 10
61.
car, gets below the yellow line after that contact.
That is going to take Puddles out of the scenario, and Tommy Armor Boy.
Oh, she's still snipped that
She's
grab.
still
I think
big.
I still think
It's
she'll
gonna
be
be
able
close.
to. I still think she'll be able to suck up on that.
I think the best thing that's going to help that 10 car right now is that 42. Even though the 42 is Canuck and the 10's Noco, those two are actually friends and have run outside elsewhere. But it doesn't look like that matters. That 42 says, nope, I want to be back up here. He is your pole sitter. He had a little tough luck earlier, but he says, nope, I want to be up here battling.
And
This
the
is a
10
lot
car
of lap
did
traffic
lose the
for
draft.
Infleet.
10 car is out of that lead pack draft now. That was definitely a huge hit.
If it's me right now, the 2 cars that I think are sitting the prettiest are the 18 and the 61. The 15
Oh,
and the
contact
07
made.
are
Car
on the
goes
lead
below
lap
though.
up front,
In through the grass.
but they are not in the same chat. They can't talk. The 18 and the 61 can pit together. We've seen it happen earlier with the 07 and the 15 pitted with the Toyota camp and came out half a track ahead, half a straightaway ahead of them because of the strategy. And so their strategy is probably still going to be off sequence. The 07 did different, pitted with the 10, again off sequence. And so I think that the 18 and the 61 are looking good. And keep in mind, the 18 dashed into this race. So I think the car that's going to win right now is that 61 G9 Gamer, expecting the 18 to fall back and help out his point-driven 61 car.
Well,
Out there in YouTube
I would agree
land,
with
we
you
got
there.
this guy named Buck
Hey, whoa.
89 Motorsports.
Okay, that's something wrong right there. I just witnessed Fat Patch slam into the 35 on the outside.
Ooh.
That needs to be called.
That 13 car?
The 13 and the 20.
Yeah, I seen.
Intentional
you
wrecking.
just called it the 35, so I was checking to see if that was the.
The 13.
Yeah, I was gonna say
and
who's running the 35.
it was the 20. The 20 came around the outside of the 13, and then turned left into him. I wish I was recording. I still am recording. I could just
I
save it.
seen it happen live actually.
Okay, yeah.
Something
I
we
feel like
haven't
that should
seen
be a
tonight,
warning.
and a name that we haven't. We normally say all the time, coming up from the Truck Series on Team NOCO, driving Xfinity this year in the Pro Stock Giggity Racing League is that 23 car of UK Wildcats. He's pulling these 3 cars back here. We haven't got to say his name a lot tonight, and that's very unfamiliar because he's always typically one of those contenders to take that black and white checker flag at the end of the night.
He could be a huge factor. He's definitely one that I'll be keeping my eye on all season long. That's for sure. But at a plate like this, a plate track like this, it's easy to talk about everybody. Anyone could be leading at any given time. You can go from the lead to last within a snap of a finger. And these front 5 or 6, there's a couple lap cars. I still think they're a little too close together. They're kind of weaving a little bit at the moment. Still good racing. They're trying. The 18 and the 61 are still trying to grab that lead. Here
Thanks,
they go
Teddy.
again.
Thanks, Teddy. I'm always confused.
We are sitting on 24 laps to go here, guys.
24 laps to go. Thanks again, Mills. Once again, we got him back up in here. We're gonna. I'm gonna start personally call you Chevy Mills. Sounds good. It's got a good ring to it.
Hey, you never know what the next year's draft is going to bring. Could see
like
some
the way you
changes over at Canuck, and we'll just leave it at that.
And as this being the first race, I'm sure a lot of captains are watching this, looking for their driver to see how they're actually doing. You know, incidences happen. Sometimes accidents happen. I don't want to really hear people complain about getting run into if it's just a bump or a little tap here. They gotta assume that something happened first before it's intentional. Like that incident with the 13 and the 20. maybe it was just a little draft, something. Maybe it looked intentional and it wasn't. I'm not sure. I'm not in the race, so I can't honestly say. It could be just racing hard. Here we go, the 13. Whoa, I thought he was going to try to poke his nose inside the 07. Did not. But we got a new leader now. Or I'm sorry, is that a lap car? Keystone being a lap car?
Keystone is a lap down, yes.
Okay, he's leading his
car in the
pack.
wall.
And that's unfortunate for Mr. Keystone Cowboy. We know him as Boomhauer. He does do so well at these tracks, but again, he's probably happy to see some cars he can draft with. You don't want to be
He's
back
not a
there by
lap down,
yourself.
though. He's not a lap down.
What he's doing is smart right now. He's pulling the leaders, but if a caution comes out, which we have yet to see one, but if a caution comes out, he's on the lead lap. He's
That's
not
right.
a lucky dog spot where he has to go and start at the tail of the field. He can start in his actual position.
Plus, he's in a position, too, where the caution comes out. He could gamble and take two and possibly gain like 5 to 10 spots in one pit stop. So, I like where Keystone Cowboy is sitting right now, that's for sure. He's in a good spot. The 01 behind him, is he a lap car? It looks like
One.
Tommy
Yeah, I think
Armboy, not in the draft.
our leaders right now are the 07 is your leader, the 18, and then the 61.
Yep, I think so too.
I do like the Keystone Cowboys paint scheme tonight. A little red, white, and blue. He is the veteran of the
We got
United
pit
States
stops.
Army. Great to have him see out there representing. Green flag pit stops are in
Yeah,
effect.
a couple cars were on and off pit road already. We got a, I think the biggest pack right now is the lead pack. I don't see any other cars in a bigger pack than 5 or 6. Most of them are just 2 to 4
You know,
or single.
I might think about myself exactly what this 18 and 61 did. That lead pack with the lap cars, the 13, the 01, it's getting dicey. I don't know why this 13's racing so hard, the leader of the 07. But the 18 and the 61, they got the right mindset. Just ride in the back, take the draft, stay with them, keep the speed up, but maybe just ride. Let the diciness work its way out, and don't take the opportunity to get taken out of this races. I keep seeing that 13 hitting the apron on the trioval.
Yep.
He just made contact with the 61. I mean, this is lap after lap. I'm seeing this 13 is struggling to hold his line, and if it's me, I would just follow. I don't want to be wrecked out of top 3.
Yeah, precisely. He's definitely underneath the 18 now and going up. I'm going to be watching him for a few laps here. I call him like I see him. I don't mean to offend anybody at all, but if I see an incident, I'm going to call it like I see it. And as I saw earlier, a couple drivers were struggling, holding their lines. But after a few laps, off season, you got to get those bugs worked out. And the 18 forces his way in. Oh, and slams the 13 into the wall. Could have been a little apron issue. I'm not sure. I was looking forward. I was not looking back on that. I was on board with the 13, but was there room? Hard to say.
I didn't see it live. So I'm expecting green flag pit stops to be happening here shortly, as we're down to, I think, leaders are at 18, 19 to go in that ballpark. Boom is at 41 out of 60. Again, he's on the tail end of the lead lap, so the leaders are on 42 out of 60 right now.
So this could be one of the final pit stops if everyone
It
went to the
should
fuel
be
window.
the final pit stop. They've made one green flag stop out of 40 laps, and they did it around 20, 22 laps, so they should all have to pit one more time, and that should be it. So
It should go to
now's
42,
the time.
44.
Yeah,
Something
now's
that
the
23
time.
has never. This is unfamiliar for UK. UK is now getting a pass for a lap down, something that we have never got to say before.
It's a different breed beginning in the custom Xfinity compared to the trucks. Nothing against
It
truck
is.
guys. Trucks are great. But we see last year's champion who dominated the season, just like you just said, about to go a lap down. He's literally nose to tail from going a lap down in his first race here with the custom Xfinity guys.
Oh, 13 car hard in the wall.
That looked like
Yeah.
just a racing deal. The 18
Yeah, he
was
got
on the
his
back
right rear,
bumper.
too. Yeah.
Just a little wiggle. That's the product I see every race. Not league racing in Giggity, but a lot of online
Pit stops
racing.
being made.
They're too close. Too close. They're too bunched up.
So what I just seen though, that 23 UK Wildcats, that's Team Noco. The 07 is Team Shin Motorsports. So Shin Noco, even though it's a lap car, had a partner. that '07 needed that desperately because the 18 and 61, we already talked about it. They have teammates. That second and third, or now first and second on the track, they can pull off. And if it's me, I'm pulling off now. I'm getting away from this lap traffic. It's been too crazy. If I was on the track, I probably would have had 3 heart attacks by now. And also, probably 30 keystones.
Thanks, buddy.
There's a lot of cars I see that are creeping to pit road. I don't think a lot of these drivers practice getting on pit road too often because some are either too fast or just 20, 30 miles an hour under the speed limit. I'd like to see more drivers practice getting on pit road. I believe
You know what?
Some we've
It
talked
would help.
about it quite
last
a bit.
season asking myself, where is Noko beating me? Because every time we make a pit stop, I come out, he's 6 seconds in front of me.
people
I
said that
tell
to me
you what.
too. Yep.
Races are won and lost getting on pit road.
You're right, 100%. I mean,
We've even seen
if
Noko
there
make
were-
a mistake and spin off a pit lure coming off, though.
Oh yeah, I've sped on pit road. Just the final race of the season. Well, the second last Bristol, I sped on pit road. Completely my fault. No one ran into me. It was just a couple miles an hour too fast, and you know that's the price you pay.
Well, again, you're trying to push yourself to every limit,
Our leaders
get
are on
every
pit
advantage
lane.
you can
Sorry,
get.
guys.
Here
Sorry
they
to interrupt
come.
you. The leaders took pit lane. And I want to see where they come out in relation because, again, they just pitted with 4 or 5 cars. When the '07 pitted, it was just him and UK Wildcats. So there could be a difference of 4 or 5 car pack to a 2 car pack. And if they come out not together, that 5 car pack would just take away, and take this win for the 18 and 61.
Well, I'm looking at
Here
the
comes
the
Puddles.
two
She
that
got up
came down
quick.
first, Wildcat and the '07. From the previous stop, when the '07 and the 10 came to pit road, it took them a full lap to get up to bumper to bumper. Looks like Wildcat and the '07 got to bumper to bumper as soon as they got off a turn 2. That's
And also, real quick, I want to apologize. That's El Blanco 42 in the '07.
El
We keep
Block.
saying '07. El Blanco's kind of new to us. He was put in the Xfinity Series. He's doing a great job. Sorry about keep calling you '07. It's going to take us a little bit to get used to
Yeah.
everybody's new name.
It makes me
and
want to say Edelbrock.
Yeah, it
You
does,
know,
doesn't you? Better than
El
Ollie.
Blanco, I got to give the man props. He did a first league challenge with us. He was racing on another league. Giggity Racing League came up with another name for him. It rhymed a lot like El Blanco, but started with an S somewhere. Anyways, the fact that he crossed over, he joined us, and he's up here running great. He's trying to prove us wrong. Great job up there, El Blanco.
15 to go as we run right now, guys.
I think the '07's in the best position. The 18, I believe the 61 might have had a pit road speeding penalty. Or he's way out in front. I'm watching the '07 right now, and he could be the leader right now.
Pushing UK Wildcats.
Where
not
did you
sure.
say
Up on
the
somebody
61
else.
and the 18 are?
They're right with Wildcats right now. Oh, and the 18 pushes the 23 even higher, closing
That
the wall.
18, who'd you say? You said the 18 was the leader?
Maybe not no more. The
They're
07
taking
and
them right
23.
now. Where?
High,
where's the
wide, and
61 on
handsome.
track?
They pull it off on the
I
outside
think-
line.
He got a speeding penalty because I do not see him. The
He's back
13's
with the
way
19.
ahead. Back with the 19. Those two might have had penalties because
The 19 is a
18
bright
is
yellow
medium.
car.
Okay. So I think your front two right now is the '07 and 18, and they are
Yeah,
nose
I
to
agree.
tail.
Yeah,
61 is currently the leader, guys.
61. So maybe he did not stop. Maybe they only
No,
fuel
he
only.
stopped. I watched him stop.
It's
But
G9
this is what I was
gamer.
saying. That first stop, maybe he took 4 tires, and this stop,
Right.
maybe he took 2 tires.
He's got half
There was-
straight backstretch.
There's
There's
now,
not a
at least.
full 20 laps on this run. There's only 16, 18 laps on this run to the finish. You don't need the full refreshes. You don't need a full 50% on your tires. You really only need, 45%.
If G9 wins this race, this will be the third time that I've witnessed him winning a race on fuel mileage alone. He did it to me. He beat me at Texas in the Xfinity Series. He did it at the Daytona opener. I think there was one other race. Maybe he won both Daytona races. I can't remember
So
exactly.
you
but
can be beat, Jake?
Let's also throw this out there that the car that is pushing G9 Gamer is the 19, also
War Room.
from the same camp. That
W Room, sorry.
Toyota, Roush or not Roush, the Joe Gibb Toyota team, the 3-car team. That's Get Her Done Racing. They have the 19, 20, 18, and the 61 in their four cars. So even if that 3-car tandem picks them up with El Blanco, UK Wildcats, and Weedman, that still gives the numbers to G9, with 2 of them being a lap down in the 18 and the 19 both sitting there, but the numbers would still be in the 61's favor.
Now they're coming up to 2 more cars. If I was these guys, I would latch on to these guys. He's going around Keystone Cowboy right now. Good plate racer right there. He's coming up to the 20. It looks like it's up there.
No,
If they
that's the
stay
8
together,
of O'Quinn. That's the 8 of O'Quinn that they're about to catch.
He's a little further. I couldn't quite tell. It looked like the 20 from the back end, but if they get hooked up together, that'll be a 4-car draft compared to the 3-car that we see with Weedman and the 07 and UK Wildcats. But they got a 3rd car. They went by the 13, and 13's trying to latch on. He's right there. I don't know if he could reel it in, but they're also coming up to another car. If they stay nose to tail, it's going to be a big gap to fill to catch these leaders.
Yeah, I
they're
don't
on the
see,
backstretch.
At this point in time, I don't see how anybody can beat that 61 car.
They're going
I
into
think
turn
Warriors is
1
in there.
now. And looks like Warbroom, they're getting off. So yeah, a whole backstretch. Literally the
We're
entire
at 9 laps
backstretch.
to go.
9 laps to go.
I'm into 8 right now. I'm watching Keystone's live on board. Big recovery from him. We've seen his issues he had earlier. He's actually sitting in 10th right now. I don't know if that 19,
Wow.
but here's a battle within a battle. So you got the 61 trying to get pushed by the 19, but we know every position matters. And that 1 is fighting that 19 for 9th place.
Interesting.
So if that other 3-car tandem can stay hooked up and these guys start getting racing, G9 could still fall back. And that 19 and the 61 are teammates, and that 1 needing to pass that 19, the 8 is his teammate.
This is coming down to the nitty gritty. How many laps there was doing?
9
60
laps to go. 9
9
laps
laps
to
to
go.
go.
No, I think they're at Boomhauer's a lap down. He's on that 51 of 60, which would be 8 to go. So the leaders are coming to 7 to go
7
right
to go
now.
right now. How many laps total? 60?
Sorry. On my screen there was a little contact there. 60 total. Boomhauer is at 9 to go, so the leaders are at 8 to go. You were actually right there, Mills. I apologize.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm running
Wow.
on board with Dark Knight right now. He's got a stream up.
Oh,
We got
gotcha.
53 laps
Where's Dark
in the
Knight sit?
books.
He
Dark
is in
Knight.
6th right now. He's got Deadpool in front of him, the Pottles behind him, and Arch back in 8th.
Keep in
Tommy
mind
Armour.
that so back here, Deadpool and Dark Knight, those guys are teammates with Tommy Armour Boy sitting right in front of them. So it looks like they're going to get 4th, 5th, and 6th. I don't see how Pottles could probably get by them. Maybe 1, but I don't see her getting by a 3-car team there.
Yeah, this backpack of the 23, the 18. The 18 finally gets by the 07, being pushed by the 01. This has become a 6-car draft compared to the front guys.
Yeah, up here at the
it's-
front, though, we're seeing the battle, and I was talking about the 1 is underneath the 19 and separated the 61 from the 19. The 8 went with him. They have the bottom. The 61 went to the top, and I think the 1 and the 8 are going to prevail. If I'm the 61, I don't care who's pushing me at this point. I just want one of those 3 cars to push me. I would not be getting dicey and going to the outside to help my teammate. Anything could happen as that gets close right there. The 8 moves up. Man, just what I was saying. There's no reason for the leader to be up there helping his teammate. I get it. You know, you want to help them advance too, but that race win's a little more important than 9th place.
That's right. That's right. I would. Wow. I don't even know what to say. This racing was kind of a mixed bag. A lot of good racing, mind you. This is definitely one of the best series to watch in any league. So, anyone who's watching, you're watching the best of the best out there on Xfinity.
We are still caution free.
Close stock, sorry.
Yeah, still caution free here in this series race with I think we're down to 6 to go.
Should be 5 this time, at least.
Sorry, guys. I'll get you another count here.
Yeah, so see, the 61 just almost made contact with the 1. I don't understand this. If I'm him, back up. If you want to make, like right now, there's a big gap between the 1 and the 8. Lift, fall in line, both you and your teammate. You want to make the move to make that pass, do it, but do it on the last lap. A contact that takes out the 61 right now would be heartbreaking for that team, having this
That'd be
big of a lead.
detrimental.
Big,
I mean,
big time. Not just that, it could bring out a caution, And if he is still leading, well, then now he's got the entire field on his back bumper.
Yeah, I mean, there's just, there'll be 9 cars on the lead lap if caution were to come out, as that would put the 19 now back on the lead lap. There's just there's no upside to that 61 being so racy.
Oh my
right
goodness! Looked like the 8 came down on the 1 just a little bit, and they both kind of clipped the apron. Not that it was a huge fault, but that 8 car was a little squirrely for a couple laps there.
Yeah, that stinks. That hurts Keystone, as that was his teammate. They made contact to put him in the wall. Keystone now has to try to get by that 19 by himself. Again, G9's proven that he's going to help that 19, but to what extent? I mean, that 3-car pack that was second place, they're catching the 8 now. Again, it's still a straightaway distance, but that 1 and the 19 keep racing. That second pack will still keep catching. I don't know if there's enough time, but as they catch this 8, that's going to be another car. As they catch that 11, that's going to be another car. The more cars in that pack, the quicker they're going to catch.
That's right, and they are catching, but just a
3
little
laps to go, guys.
too late. Is this 3 now, or is it 2 now?
I believe they're coming to 2 to go.
All right, 2 laps to go, boys. Take it away, Puddin'.
No, I think they just now come to 3 to go. I'm watching Boomhauer stream live. He come to 4 to go, and he's 1 lap down.
Sorry,
okay. Jesus, man. We needed
Just trying to get you going there, Jake. Get fired up, bud.
Fired. No, it's fun to get up here and laugh and have a good time and not be completely serious about the whole broadcasting. I mean, I think we do a good job. Puddin' especially does, in my opinion, one of the best jobs at commentating the race. But it's fun just to laugh and comment and like I said, I call it like I see it. I'm not going to hold back. If I think somebody wrecked somebody, I'm going to be like, hey, I think this guy did something that should be looked at. So kind of reminds me of like Larry Mack. Larry Mack doesn't take no BS from anybody. He calls it like he sees it. So,
something else. I'm glad you say that, but something else that this is week 1 of this series. We have some new drivers put in a series that we're not 100% on. I know on my screen I've been scrolling through, not just watching the leaders, kind of scrolling through, seeing a little bit of everybody. Any issues that you guys are seeing out there on our broadcast right now? Bring it, maybe a private message or something to us, but let us know. We can only see so much with our own eyes, and we want to catch it. We want to place people where they belong and try to get the best racing, not only for our drivers so that they can be out there having fun, but the best racing we can for you guys. We want you guys to see the best possible action that we can put on.
Sometimes it may even look like it's just intentional on our screen, but on the track it's 100% different. So
well, actually,
you get the full facts.
You nailed it on the head. Actually, you mentioned the 20 and the 13 earlier. I called it out in the chat. The 20 responded, "Hey, he raced me dirty earlier, so I was returning the favor." As the 42 just put one of the cars in the wall, it got real dicey. And yet again, the 13 is involved.
Coming to the checker flag, I think this time.
G9
for the
Gamer coming to win.
Fourth time in his career, I believe he's going to win the Daytona 500.
Okay, congratulations, G9 Gamer, but what we just seen between the 19 and the 1 right behind that 61 car, that was perfect. They made a lot of contact, right? It's coming up forward, 4 position, completely fair game, because at that point in time, they couldn't hurt the leader. I actually respect that out of both of them. Maybe that it was a little dirty for, Daytona. It's not Bristol, but that was a lot better that they did that off 4, decided it between them where it wasn't going to hurt the leader. So respect there.
Plus, like you said earlier, too, first race of the season, new drivers. It's going to take a race maybe or 2 to get accustomed to everybody's driving style. So I hope this next race, I'm not sure the next race, but I'm excited. Congratulations to G9 Gamer. I believe that's his 4th or 3rd Daytona win. Maybe 4th career win. I'm not sure. I don't have the stats for him, but I know that's probably his 3rd Daytona or plate track win for him. So good job by the 61 and everybody else in the field. Tough break for some, good run for others.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get our top 3 here.
We just went back-to-back Daytona races with no cautions. That is the caliber drivers we do have here in Giggity. That's
no
amazing.
cautions, but there are still some
They were, yeah. I was just gonna
instances.
say, there's a little, yeah. Their frustrations might run a little high after, especially
Yep.
being at a plate race. Helmets might be thrown. Everybody might be called to a trailer. It's all
Yep.
right though.
Yep.
But again, everybody here, they're all gentlemen. They will find a way of working it out with between themselves.
Looks like
So we
16
had
and 17
G9,
drivers finished.
El Blanco, and who was it that got third? Anybody know?
El
No.
Blanco being one of the new drivers over there at Shan Motorsports. Congratulations to him. Talked to him a little bit earlier. He was working really hard on these custom setups. Again, we were doing custom pro stock. We know it as Xfinity, but here in Giggity, we're going to start calling it the pro stock because of the sponsors we do have lead tonight. Great racing by everybody to be had.
What a fun race. I didn't expect it to be kind of like that. I expected more drivers to kind of be together. I didn't expect it to come down to just one driver with a few lap cars. So I feel like on the last pit stop, it was a little bit handed to G9, but he still did a great job and didn't get in a wreck and held it together.
Well, come into the pit lane. You talked about it earlier in tonight's broadcast. You cannot get yourself a penalty. Plus, you have to work on the same page as your people you're working with. Do you go with two? Do you go with fuel only? Do you get four? But the main thing is no pit lane speeding penalties, which we did see a couple tonight.
I definitely saw a few, but what I saw more was too slow entering pit road. I saw more of that than speeding. So there'll be a lot of drivers that if they come back and watch this stream, they'll see that.
I understand where they're
we
coming
were
from,
talking about
where
it.
you want to be safe as sorry, but exactly what you just said too.
There's a difference. There's definitely a difference.
Safe and sorry, but you gotta be able to push that limit and get in there at that exact right
Alright.
moment, and that's what we can do with practice.
Right.
So real quick, I sent 4 people. Suggested 4 people for you. I don't
Already
know
on
if
it.
they'll all make it, but real quick, we got our second place finisher here, El Blanco 42. Real quick, is your party setting set to always allow?
I hope so. Let me go look.
Yeah.
I've done interviews before, so.
El Blanco, great to have you up
Hold
here.
on, hold on. Make sure that he's got his deal on there. He was checking it real quick.
Let's see
Make
here.
make sure you're also in the game, not through your PlayStation menu or the party menu, because people still won't be able to hear you.
Yeah, hold on a second, I'm just checking my settings real quick.
Do you know how, or you got?
I do. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Chat audio, or allow your voice to be shared, always allow. Okay, we're
Yep.
good.
All right,
Robbie
cool.
did say congratulations,
Alright, we're here.
bud, and
Alright.
congratulations to all drivers. We went green. Michael Moore said, great race, everybody. Our man, Ed, though, said, great job at the booth, great job racing tonight, and we can't wait for a great season to be had. Joey Duzet, we're going to say it right, he said he's good, and, yep, there you go. El Blanco, from your team captain, Sis. Good job, El Blanco. Go ahead, guys. Sorry, everybody is
So,
starting to
El
jump in
Blanco.
real quick on YouTube.
El Blanco, right? So you raced against us. At Giggity versus another league. We had another
yeah.
nickname for you.
I know.
We're gonna leave it at that. But you come out here and you proved us wrong. You know, you showed that you're a good driver. You ran up in the top 3 all night. Your teammate in the 10 car, she got taken out a little earlier, so it ended up being just you kind of fighting pit lane strategy. Go through your mindset once it was just you versus those 2 Toyotas.
Plus, Weedman said he got 13. He needs an invite also. Go ahead.
I just knew that I was screwed, honestly, and thankfully we were catching the 23 there, my Wildcats, my other teammate. So once we caught up to him, I just decided to just stick behind him and hopefully he helped me out, and he did. But I think I should have a new nickname called El Speedo. That on pit road.
I mean,
So-
let's not bring Speedos at all into this league. We're going to stick away from that. And I think you need more than just Daytona to prove about your L speed anything. Anywho, man, I want to say really though,
Ouch!
good
Wait a
job.
minute. Wait a minute. That's my teammate. I can't let you get a dag at him like that.
For real though, man, I want to say congratulations. You know, we had a few people that were doubting you. Rob Shin, you know, Shin Motorsports. He seen something like that. He signed you. He brought you in. He told us captains you were had to do the Pro Stock Series, custom Pro Stock Series. That's what we call the Xfinity. And some of us captains, I'm not gonna lie, some of us were in question about it. But you proved not only to me personally, but to other captains tonight that you definitely belong there. You held your line well. I didn't see much contact with you and others. For real, man, congratulations. You did a great job out there.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. It was
I did have a
definitely.
question.
I'll go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that last pit stops. Did you take four, or did you take two, or just fuel
Two.
only? You took
Two
two.
tires. No.
How was the tire wear out there?
It wasn't. The rights were pretty good, but my lefts, I was able to keep it at minimum, and thankfully they lasted the whole race. I took four tires the first stop, and second stop I took two, just to try and play some strategy out there because I knew everybody else was going to. So I was like, you know what, let's just gamble. My first race here, so got nothing to lose.
You definitely did a good
So
job, man. So congratulations.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Saw the 61 and the 18 jump in here. Good race, guys. That was aggressive driving, but we all survived.
El Blanco, again, you part of Shin Motorsports, way to represent tonight. Congratulations to you. I got to talk to you for the first time today. You look super smooth out there, and great job tonight. And like Tad has said, you definitely proved your worth and showed why you are where you are for a reason.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. But you gotta keep in mind this is only race one out of a long season,
It
so
That's
is.
right.
It is.
That's
That is
right.
very
very
grinding.
true. That's I got upset a little bit last night or Monday night, but you were correct. It is a long season. But we have now gone Daytona style 2 nights in a row with no yellow flags. So congratulations to all drivers on that fact also.
Let's go to G9. Just stick around for a minute. We're going to go to Weedman here first. Third place finisher, dash race winner to get his way in here. I thought you were going to do what Sheffy 10 did on Monday and win the dash and win the race. You were doing a great job all night. You were pushing your teammate was pushing you, I think, more. Uh, uh, did you feel throughout that race that you had a great opportunity at winning, and or were you knowing that your teammate was pushing you and probably going to pull off at the end and let him get the victory?
I mean, honestly, it was. I came out with the mindset that I was trying to redeem myself from Monday. So I went out there, did my hardest. We won the dash. It was great racing in the dash. It was definitely hard. And then, yeah, me and Michael just got together, and we talked about it. And he was the better push car than me, so he got behind me. We got up there, made a couple good passes, and came down the final pit stop, and unfortunately got a pit road speeding penalty. So that's what got me back down there to
Oh,
third. But
that's what happened. We were thinking G9 might have done some strategy to come out further ahead, but that
oh
thinks you
no,
get
we
the
went in at the same
penalty.
time, and it said I was at 53 mile per hour, and then I get a black flag. I don't know, but still brought it back into third. I can't complain. It was definitely a good night racing for sure.
Great race for you, Mr. Weedman. Obviously know who I am. I've known you for a while. Got signed by Little Man Racing over there. So Weedman, Little Man, you guys got a little bit of thing. You guys, I talked to you earlier tonight while you were doing some practice, doing the custom setups and everything. Not only did you dash your way in, what were your expectations from that race?
From the dash or from the actual race?
From the actual race.
Oh, the actual race, I honestly expected to just go out there, drive my race, get wherever I finished. I honestly never thought I was going to be in anywhere that I was tonight. But like I said, Michael, he got behind me and pushed me up there to the front, and then we just had two more teammates, and it was definitely a team effort tonight on our end.
Congratulations to you, Mr. Indianapolis. I will go that. I won't. I know your name, but I
Thank
ain't
you.
gonna say it like
Thank
that.
you.
But congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I know you got this. I know you got the game Heat 4 a little bit later than everybody else. And once you found out about Giggity Racing, you wanted to get in. You developed your race, you developed your way in, and now you are showing that you are a great contender here. So congratulations, Mr. Man.
Thank you.
Yep.
G9. Is G9 got a copy?
All right, copy. What's up, buddy?
You're another plate win. It seemed like you're always getting these wins off by fuel strategy. I know you beat me at Texas on fuel, and you won the first opener last season at Xfinity for Daytona. Take us through those final 10 laps.
Man, just a great opportunity every time with working out with teammates, and I had no intention to really this race to get by Weedman, but it just kind of worked out in the pits. He got a speeding penalty. We both had strategy to take 2 tires, and just got off a little sooner than him, and Broom was out there already as well, so Broom picked me back up. So each of these Daytona victories, I can thank teammates because of it, so definitely a blessing to have such a great team get her done, and definitely key to victories. Last 10 laps, they were great. Just out there taking a nice Sunday drive at Daytona Beach.
Well,
Robbie
it definitely
Vid
did
just
not
sent you.
look like it.
Robbie Vid just said G9, excellent racing tonight. And thank you, by the way, G9, for a lot of you guys who don't know, well, everybody else out there who racing knows. Thank you for your hard work to put together the lobby tonight also. So you were doing double duty. We do appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out there to old guy. Just had a mishap there that kind of booted him out. Didn't mean to, so definitely apologies there. We'll try to make it up to him some way, somehow. We'll figure it out. But
Well, they said that he had a little bit of a technical difficulty with the information age. That's
Right,
the best way to
so.
say that. So, but RJ Smitty came on there and said that. But the old guy did. That's his way in. He did a great job. But yeah, it was a technical difficulty. That doesn't happen to him very often. But we do appreciate you saying that. Yeah, great win tonight, man.
yeah, thanks, man. And hey, I'm excited now to just set the tone for the season because Jake's moved on to Cup, so this is a good way for our team to start. You're kind of out of the way, but we're going to try to win a championship this year, and I'm proud about what the finish that we did today.
RJ,
Yeah,
Smitty
you're
just out there in
definitely the
YouTube
Denny-
lane said it was a router issue for Old God. Just to
Gotcha.
clarify,
Okay,
it wasn't out.
awesome.
It was a router issue. So thank you for clarifying, RJ. We do appreciate that. But yeah, everything here in Giggity is either it's done deliberate or not done deliberate. But we would never kick anybody deliberate for dashing their way in.
Yeah, G9, you remind me a little bit about Denny Hamlin at the plate tracks. Just the success that you've had at the tracks that are 2 miles or bigger. You and Keystone Cowboy are the two that I look at when they come to plate tracks. You guys have it down. You guys hold a very good line. There was a couple dicey moments I saw early on, but you guys managed to pull through and, get another victory. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is this your 3rd plate win or 4th victory overall, or?
Yeah,
I'm not
you're
sure.
exactly right. So 3 in a row at Daytona, 4th overall. Yeah, and there were some dicey moments. Me and Weedman were pretty aggressive out there on the track. We were just trying to get that high side going and definitely just trying to practice that move. So that was the whole concept up to that point, was just trying to get that down, take one position at a time and work our way up there. We were trying to look any way possible at that point. It kind of felt like a caution-free race, and it ended up being that way. So all you can really do in that case is just work your way up to the front. And, hey, you guys are saying what a good plate racer I am. Hey, it's just about getting them to the front and staying up there. So,
But you're the one that took the victory, and that's what counts.
Yep.
You and the 18 were really working well together. Compared to any other team out there, I hate to say it, but I feel like you guys had the best chemistry today. So, looking forward to next week. Are you guys gonna bring the heat
yeah, I'll
next
try
week?
to push him just as good at Richmond. We'll look on the outside, and I'll be right on his bumper. So we'll
Hope I can
try to push
dash
him
into
right
that
up
one too.
Who just joined? Who's
That's
there?
Weedman.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Thought someone random just joined.
Oh, no,
sir.
yeah. Yep, that's Weedman. He's racing for Get Her Done Racing
Yeah,
over there
no,
with
I
Little
thought,
Man.
yeah.
trying to dash
He,
his way
he
into
came
next
into
week.
Victory Lane with me. He's over here celebrating,
Yeah.
having a couple beers
Yeah,
with us.
gotcha.
That's
Woo! Let's go.
Hey, well, congratulations to both you guys. Look forward to seeing you guys race at Richmond, my favorite track, next week. So hopefully you guys put on a great show next week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Good job in the booth, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good job tonight.
All right, guys, we're going to get ready to take it off. Jake, as always, we've been talking about this. We finally got you up here. Pleasure to have you. Mills,
Yeah.
K-Taddy, everybody. But you know what? I'm going to let you take us off the air.
Who that? Mills?
No,
Oh.
Jake.
Jake.
Oh, no. You go. You do it. You go ahead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, then where we just did it, we just went Daytona, we went custom, Xfinity Pro Stock Giggity Racing. We had K-Taddy in the booth, Mr. Supra Mills now, instead of Mustang Mills. We had the one and the only, the late, the great Jake from State Farm, as I start calling him that now. Can't appreciate everybody, everything else. We went caution free tonight here at Daytona. Great racing by everybody. Can't wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow night. Again, here in Giggity Racing, if you think you got what it takes, get a hold of anybody in Giggity Racing. We can get you in touch with the right people, and we can show and get you helped out. But
That's
again,
right.
K-Taddy, Jake, myself, Mr. Puddin, Mills, everybody else, congratulations to the top three. Congratulations to everybody tonight at Daytona for going caution free. We are going to say bye.